Hello everyone, my name is Brett. I'll be talking about my communication project today. I'll begin with the project overview, then go over a couple highs and lows, a couple key learnings and who helped me along the way, and then some final takeaways. So I picked the skill communication because based on the build assessment, it's an area where I needed to improve. And also, in order to be successful in my role as an operations manager after graduation, I need to be able to communicate effectively with my team. I also believe that, for a successful leader, communication is huge. You look at any big time successful leader, they are good in public speaking, just interpersonal relationships, and that's all based from communication. So for my project, I needed to start to get a benchmark to see where I was at with my communication skills. So I am currently interning as an operations manager at the same place I will be working at post-graduation. So I was able to choose my current team for this project because I've been working with them since June. So they've had plenty of exposure to me as a leader and a communicator. Also, any changes I make from this project, I'll be able to utilize going forward with my job after graduation. So for the quiz, I gave it to 4 of my team members. The quiz was an 8-question quiz that asked a variety of questions that the team members would respond, with putting me on a scale on one side, meaning I was not proficient in that competency, the other side meaning I did that competency well. The feedback I got was that I wasn't great at being clear and concise in my communication, and that the team didn't see me closing the loop when they brought their ideas and opinions to me that could be fixes to the building as a whole and our team person to person. So over the course of the 7 weeks, my partner was actually huge in helping me out. He gave me this tool that helped me map out every conversation that I was going to need to have, and I would map out every conversation that I was going to have, whether it was doing standard work audits, whether it was doing performance and weekly reviews, or doing our yearly reviews that actually ended up being during this project. So the yearly reviews gave me an opportunity to really, be structured and be clear and concise with what we thought or how they performed throughout the year. And then also at the end, we leave it open-ended and let them tell us their ideas and opinions on what we can do different going forward. And then it was a perfect opportunity to hear their ideas and then run up the flagpole and then come back and say, okay, we can do this, we can't do this, this was a good idea, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. And then beyond that, we perform weekly performance and quality management reviews if needed, and these provided additional opportunities to continue work on delivery of clear and concise communication. Something else I used to improve my skills in closing the loop with team members was our standard work audits. The audits were a chance to see if they were on process, but to also hear their ideas and concerns, just like the yearly reviews, but maybe it's smaller scale things that happen on a day-to-day basis instead of like big changes to the building. So then I could find answers for them on their day-to-day and swing back around the exact same day and get back to them, which was key for me. What close the loop does is just build trust and respect between myself and my team, which led to much more productive and cooperative relationships throughout the day. So those are the basic techniques and opportunities I utilized over the 7 weeks to improve my communication skills. So getting to the highs and lows, a high for me was during an audit. A team member had an idea to switch where 2 types of our pallets sit. So one gets loaded on a truck, the other one goes into our third-party automation system. By switching the 2, it meant less movement and less double touching for both types of pallets, which means less waste. So because both of those are operational forms of waste, so reducing the waste is huge in our building. My senior loved the idea, and the team member was able to really lead the change, and I was one who was able to facilitate that through my communication. A low was in the first 7 weeks when I was able to, when I struggled to stay clear and concise. I would let the team member go off on an irrelevant tangent here or there that just wasn't productive, and it went against what I had mapped out. So I wasn't really sticking to what I had mapped out, which was not the goal and is something I really needed to fix throughout the project. So a few key learnings was going into situations with an outline or a goal is the best way to be productive. Also, building real relationships with peers based on trust and respect makes having tough conversations a lot easier. And the last is to never tell someone no to an idea without having a reason. I always try to listen to my team and see if their ideas can be implemented, and I know that OMs in our building sometimes just kind of brush them off or don't listen or tell them, oh, we're not doing that right now, without giving them really any real reason, and that kind of, you know, breaks down that trust and respect that we've worked so hard to build. And there's even a couple of people who come up to me now and say, you're really the only one who circles back around with all of our ideas. So going to a couple people who helped me along the way was my partner, who helped me, give me that tool to map out the conversations and help me map out those initial conversations so I could really get a good idea of what those conversations were going to look like and how to communicate well. And then my senior operations manager, who was there for all my answers when trying to close the loop, because he's our department head, so basically he has the last say on whether he's going to approve improvements or whatever. So those are the two people that helped me. Lastly, just some final takeaways. The only way to get better at something is to practice it yourself, and it works the same for communication. The only way to get better at it is to develop habits that enable you to be an effective communicator and leader. This project has given me those opportunities to recognize where my gaps are and provide me with the tools on how to be better in future roles. That's all I have for now. Thank you for your time.